Hi, welcome to the video diary today. Been a couple of days since I posted it, just been a little bit quiet. I thought I'd do an interesting thing today. I'm actually looking at I'm managing a case. The horse fell over on the concrete and opened, had several abrasions over its leg. I'm going to concentrate mostly on one of the fetlock wounds. You'll see in the following video, we just had a real nasty abrasions with a horse that fell on concrete. And so it entails a different sort of management. You have to be really proactive with them, because if you hang about and let them linger on, it can be a disaster. So this is more about just how we assess the joint, what we look for. Hope you enjoy it, and any questions again, I've got a couple of questions popped in, which is great, and I'm going to follow them up next week. Speak to you soon. Bye. So when we see a wound like this here, the first thing that springs to mind is the joint capsule intact, or have we opened up a joint? Because the management's quite different if you've opened up a joint. So I clipped the area, scrubbed it up, cleaned it, and then I actually prepped the joint so I could do a joint injection. People have seen me do joint injections in the past. We really scrub them carefully and make sure we don't take any bacteria in. So to assess the integrity of the joint, we actually popped a needle in the joint and injected some antibiotics as precaution, along with some sterile saline. So I popped in about 15 mils in total of fluid. The really positive thing was the joint capsule stayed distended. It didn't sort of leak out, and B, there was no fluid coming out of the wound. So that's really important in these situations. You want to make sure you're not in the joint. Especially with wounds like this here, you'll see this horse fell over on concrete and had abrasions. So it's different from when you get a straight cut. A straight cut on a leg is sometimes easier to deal with, because when you've got an abrasion, often you can have damage to tissue that you can't assess, so the tissue will break down over the preceding days. This horse, thankfully, the last few days has been going really well, and we haven't had the joint capsule break down. But there are instances where we've treated a horse, we've checked that the joint capsule hasn't been damaged when they've had an abrasion, and then a couple of days later we see joint fluid coming out. Thankfully for this horse so far, going really well. So on high levels of antibiotics, we're using penicillin and gentamicin. Don't use penicillin all the time because it's an in the muscle injections, and there are chances of side effects such as an allergic reaction. But in this instance, the best treatment is actually penicillin and gentamicin. So we're going really well so far. The other thing with these here, also be very careful, is not to give them too much bute. Bute's a pain relief drug, as we all know, but one of the first signs we see of a infected joint is lameness. So we keep the levels really low, so it's only on 5 mils of bute once a day, just as a mild anti-inflammatory, and then we'll assess it, change the bandage every day, and we'll assess it how it goes. But so far so good, going really well. So I hope this the short video just helped you understand what we do when we manage a joint or a wound. Some basic health things to help you with when you see a cut like that. It's really important to get the wound clean. So a really good scrub, you want to use something like betadine. Find it fantastic. Just a word of warning, when you use betadine, it's got to be weak tea. Don't make it strong tea, because you'll burn the wounds with that. So use a nice weak tea, give it a really good scrub. Use sterile water if you can, as clean water as you possibly can. You can buy it in the chemist. A really good product to use is actually saline you would use for your contact lenses. Comes in a great bottle, 500ml bottle. You can pop a little bit of the iodine in there, and then just use it even just to squirt on the wound and really try and clean the wound up. So anyway, please like and share the video. Really appreciate the feedback, and we'll catch up with you later. Bye.